Okay, this is a tour of my snake room, and I have a 2-bedroom house, and one of the bedrooms is of course my bedroom, and the other bedroom is where the snakes live. So I have made it into the snake room. Lighting may not be so great in here, but I've painted a mural in the corner here of a tree and just some really cartoony looking reptiles and tree. I moved into this house in September of 2001, right after 9/11 of all things, and I painted this mural on my Christmas vacation because I got like a week off, and I had just painted a mural, and some friends of mine had a snake exhibit down in Ozark, Missouri called Finley Valley Serpentarium, and I had painted a thing for them in the corner where the trunk of the tree is. There was a door that went into their exhibit, and I decided I liked that, so I painted the tree in my room here. And I didn't put it on the ceiling, but I went all down the walls and everything. I just used like a Krylon paint and just painted a great big tree with a bunch of critters in it. And of course the big smiling corn snake and my cartoony style here. And there's a chameleon up there. And I get everything I can find snake themed. You know, I mean, the whole room is decked out in snake everything. I mean, here's a gray-banded king snake plushie that I got somewhere in New Mexico. I think it was Santa Fe or somewhere like that. Maybe the Rattlesnake Museum, probably. And there's a clock. I just stuck a bunch of snake stickers on it. Just everything in the room is snake related. It's just Smokey the Bear snake poster. There's a Snakes of Missouri. That's non-venomous snakes. Common non-venomous snakes. And yeah, I just decked out the room, and it's all the water bowls. I like to keep clean water bowls standing by, just, you know. Can never have too many water bowls. Just switch them out. Because, you know, they poop in them. And that's just, you know, a milk snake that I found at Hobby Lobby a few years ago. Actually, he's a milk snake. I painted him that way because milk snakes are one of my favorite. And in a minute, you'll get to see some real snakes. I just collect every snake thing I can find. It says Snake Charmer, Snake Charmer parking. All others will be spit on. It's a big metal sign, kind of cool. And this sign is just cool. Snake crossing. And I collect newspaper articles about snakes and just everything I can find, you know. This is my snake room. I've been dreaming about it since I was a little kid, and when I was a kid I always wanted to keep a bunch of different kinds of snakes. And here's a really cool deal from some old print. It's like milk snakes. And number 2 are this one here. is a Mexican milk snake, which I have. And I do have live snakes in here, and I do happen to have a Mexican milk snake in here. And I'll just take a look at him right now. He's probably in his hide box. Oops. His name's Paco. He's a little bit freaked out right now, so I kind of startled him a little bit, but I bought Paco in, I think it was 1997. It was a St. Louis reptile show. And I remember I bought him when he was a little baby, and he was 15 bucks. So I've had him for over 10 years. And he's really kind of nervous still. He's your typical milk snake, you know. He's kind of flighty and kind of, but you know, he'll strike at you, and you know, and he'll, you know, he's all right though. Oh. And he won't hold still, so I'm going to put him back in his cage here. You know, milk snakes are kind of shy, so you just have to kind of, that's why you don't find them in the wild very much, because they're just really shy. They don't come out in the open very often. So let's close the cage and go over to here. We have Rudy, and he is a Florida king snake. I got him when he was a baby in 1997. I worked at a pet store called Pet Warehouse. It's like a local chain here in Springfield, Missouri, and I had a friend who sold him to me. He didn't have the room for him or whatever, and I bought him. And he is a character. He's a very, very active guy. And he's a big dude. I mean, he's like probably 5 feet long. And gosh, he's probably thinks I'm gonna feed him right now. He always thinks I'm gonna feed him, so he's always like, you have to be careful, you might get bit. He's a character. Yeah, I see ya. I'm not feeding you, buddy. I got some rats thawing for him, but he's getting out of there. And sometimes he's not the smartest snake in the world. Sometimes he like bites himself even. So he's not like exactly the most sharpest tool in the shed, you might say. He's just kind of like always thinking there's food coming. It's kind of funny. So anyway, maybe I'll feed him a mouse and show you how he is when he eats. He sometimes even bites himself. He's tried to swallow himself before. I mean, it's crazy. But he lives in this cage here, and it's a big, roomy cage. He gets fed well. He's really pretty. So that's it for now.